Welcome to the Friday, August 26, 2016 edition of our Seafood News Roundup, sponsored by Urner Barry's Foreign Trade Data Service. I'm Seafood News Editor Michael Ramsing, and joining me at the news desk today is Urner Barry staffer Emily Zuhowski. Emily, today's your last day today?
It is. It's pretty sad. I'm off to college. I'm going to Loyola University, Maryland in Baltimore.
Oh, what are you studying?
Broadcast journalism.
Hey, well, you're in the right spot today. So let's get ahead with our video. Some fish processing news from the Mazzetta Company leads our show today. But first, let's turn it over to Emily to recap some of the week's other top stories.
Greenpeace released a questionable report about seafood sustainability in the food service sector. The hollowness of the campaign was illustrated by the fact that only 3 out of 14 companies agreed to speak to Greenpeace, and those were the only companies given a passing sustainability grade. The report was especially critical of Thai Union Group, particularly for its participation in the tuna industry. Thai Union responded to Greenpeace, saying its report did not acknowledge any of the recent steps the company has taken to improve its seafood supply chain management. Thai Union added that it supports an open debate about how to improve seafood sustainability, but that Greenpeace's latest report is not supporting such a discussion. In other news, domestic shrimp landings out of the Gulf of Mexico totaled 6.6 million pounds in July. That figure is down 36% from last year and is the lowest monthly landings total since the BP oil spill season in 2010. Lack of Gulf shrimp landings this summer has fueled supply concerns and raised boat prices for local processors. Wholesale prices are up 7% since June, according to Urner Barry. The price spread between Gulf shrimp and farm shrimp market prices has now doubled in just a few weeks because of this month's recent spike in wholesale prices. The Swedish Agency for Marine and Water Management publicly released its response to U.S. and Canadian criticisms this week, which showed Sweden wants to prevent any chance for North American lobsters to invade local waters. Swedish authorities said U.S. and Canadian calls for more scientific evidence to back the invasive do not consider possible long-term effects. The response argues that prevention is generally more environmentally desirable and cost-effective than an after-the-fact reaction. That's it for today's news recap. Read these stories and more at seafoodnews.com, and remember to get premium market content and analysis by subscribing to Urner Barry's Comtel. Now here's Michael with today's top story.
Thank you, Emily. In this week's top story, the Mazzetta Company's Massachusetts-based operation, Gloucester Seafood Processing, announced a temporary suspension of fresh fish production so that the company can focus on lobster processing. According to a statement, GSP is reconfiguring its production operations, which will only affect fish processing at the plant. Mazzetta Company spokesman Joe Shikoris said Gloucester Seafood Processing will concentrate on producing lobster meat, split blanched lobsters, whole cooked and whole raw lobsters, in addition to lobster tails and scored claws and arms. Gloucester Seafood Processing has been in business since 2014 when the Mazzetta Company purchased the plant that was once home to Good Harbor Filet. And that's it for this week's top story. Now here's Emily with a quick market recap powered by Urner Barry's Comtel.
Seafood market activity this week saw quotations get established for Caribbean origin lobster tails as new season production from Nicaragua and Honduras hit the market. Chilean salmon prices adjusted slightly higher with supplies barely adequate, while Canadian snow crab prices held at listed levels with demand rated moderate to fair.
Well, Emily, this was your last show with us today. It was a pleasure working with you. Good luck.
Thank you so much for everything. Good luck with the show.
Thank you, Emily. And that's it for today's show, which was brought to you today by Urner Barry's Foreign Trade Data Service. What is foreign trade data, you ask? Well, it's the only website designed exclusively for frozen seafood importers and exporters. Subscribers are given access to daily industry regulatory trade updates, aggregated seafood imports straight from the U.S. Census, FDA warning letters, refusals, and import alerts, and so much more. Check it out at foreigntradedata.com and order your quarterly subscription today at shop.urnerbarry.com or call us at 732-240-5330. I'm Michael, that is Emily. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.